Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. Happy Sunday. How is everybody feeling? Hey, TC. Hey, Gaddy Girl, Sin City. Good to see you guys. I have been recuperating and replenishing from all of the channelings. There's been so many messages. Hey, happy Sunday. Especially after we did the Ancestral Hangout in March, and then we did the other one. Well, it was February and March that we did it. We have not done it for April yet. Hey, Dreamer Spice. And so I had to recuperate. I had to go within and figure out and replenish. Hey, Miss Tracy. So we're going to be scheduling the next Ancestral Hangout in May, but I had to go catch my breath. Thanks for liking the live, share the live. Want to check in with you guys. Of course, I'm here to do readings if you guys want to do readings today, but mainly just want to check in with the fam over here on TikTok and see how everybody's hanging. How are you handling this Sunday, this Easter? How are you celebrating with your families? Because over here things have shifted clearly. I'm not going to church. Did not go to church. Had to explain to people that the baby was also not going to church. And so people were in their feelings today, but they'll be all right. They'll be all right. So we've got to protect the next generation. That was the whole point in this whole deprogramming thing, is so that they don't have to go through what we went through mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and they can move forward. Yes. So over here this morning, if you saw my latest post, I had to get up cooking because after I did my morning rituals, that's what I'm talking about, Gaddy Girl. I got up this morning, did my morning rituals, and I heard my ancestors clear as day. Yes, we understand. We're grateful for the ascended knowledge, but we expecting a plate today. So I had to get up and cook. So I got their food straight. The baby did her rituals for Easter today to the goddess Inanna and Ishtar and all the Venusian energy that is happening, and explaining to her about all of her inner life. Hey, Shane. I absolutely love your page and your content, so shout out to you. Shane's a real one, y'all. If you will go follow him, go follow him. But we did that this morning, and then she did her little in the house egg ritual, trying to find her little plastic eggs throughout the house because it rained here. And we're not trying to do Easter eggs with a side of mosquito bites. We're not trying to do that. So that's what we did here today. Hey, T's Oasis. You're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah, that's what we did today. I wanted to come in and check in with y'all. I didn't go to church. I prayed and I got up to fix me some brunch. Then dinner was made by meal prep. Come on now. I love that. I absolutely love that. Yeah, I had to cook. But it was quick. So the roast was done, the ham was done, the chicken was done, the potato salad, the green beans, and a peach cobbler. So everybody's taken care of. Everybody can eat, and mama can rest for the remainder of the day. There are a lot of Netflix documentaries on my agenda. There are a lot. How are you guys? Hey, I'm on my way. I know, that's funny. My husband's friend said, please save me a plate. And clearly, that's what we're going to have to do. Distribute some plates. Yeah. So we're just chilling on this Sunday. Just wanted to let you guys know the next Ancestral Hangout is going to be in May. If you have no clue what I'm talking about with the Ancestral Hangout, TC knows what I'm talking about. Hey, Cheryl, and a couple of other people on here. I am a psychic medium, an intuitive tarot reader, and you saw my post on my plate. So I channel, right? I channel ancestors, I channel angels, spirit guides, and all those things. So when we do Ancestral Hangouts, we're supposed to do them once a month. I skipped April because I was tired. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And there's about 10 of us, and we get on Zoom, and I channel whatever messages that your spirit team wants you to know. And it has been very, very informative. People have found out whether or not this was their person. Sometimes it was not. People have found out about their cars, who their ancestors were, what health issues to deal with. So the next one's going to be in May, and that information is going to be going up for y'all on tomorrow, about how to get in on that. But in the interim, in the interim time, we're just going to chit chat and see how y'all are doing. I wanted to check in with y'all. There's been quite a bit, per usual, in the news, a lot of craziness with the Cheeto in Chief. And so I like to touch base with my collective and make sure that you are staying grounded and centered and sane and not allowing yourself to be taken away by all of the chaos. I would be remiss not to mention all of the Chinese wholesalers that have really been coming through for the last couple weeks. It's hilarious. I love everything about that. The Petty LaBelle in me was like, that's what I'm talking about. Absolutely love it. Hey, Ruth. Good to see you. So yeah, I've really been enjoying that. Yeah, they've been spilling the tea. And as a DH gate girly, I was like, I've been telling y'all that you could have been saving your coins. Because these bags, there's no difference. Where's the difference? And who's going to be close enough to my bag for me to want to give you an extra $3,000 or $4,000 when I could have got it for 110? Like who? So I'm very much a realist in that sense. And yeah, glad to see everybody's on the train. On the train. Yeah, they are spilling the best tea. Yes, girl, DHK all day, all day. So how are you guys doing in your spiritual walk? Y'all have any questions? Y'all been having any downloads, any happenings? There has been clearly a shift in the energy. The retrogrades ended, and we are now in a period from now, I believe, until May the 4th or the 5th. No planet is in retrograde. Nothing. It's a clear path. We can go ahead with the go ahead. We can get done and go forward. So yeah, if there's anything, any goal that you have been hesitant on getting started, now's the time to get started. My ears are ringing like crazy. Messages. Anytime my ears ring consistently, I acknowledge it. Of course, I'll say, okay, I understand that I'm in the frequency where you're trying to give me a message. However, I need you to pull it back and make it clear, because then that can get very disorienting and annoying over time. Same thing with angel numbers. If I keep seeing angel numbers over and over, I'm like, okay, let's get clear with the message, because your girl is tired of seeing 111-333-888. Like, can I get it in words? And they will send it to you. They will either send you a commercial, a song. Songs are my favorite way to receive messages from my spirit team. I'm quick to be like, when I open Spotify today, whatever's the first song, let that be your message for me, the energy that I need. And every time I'll be like, that's what that is. It really does help. It really does help. I am all about the practicality of spirituality. There's nobody smarter over here, more deep over here than anybody else. We're all learning together. I may be further along on my journey, but I have not reached the destination, okay? I will never be the guru. I will never be the shaman that tells everybody else what to do. I've just gotten to this point on my journey, and anyone who's coming up behind me, I want to help lead you down a peaceful path to your power. Getting ready to sell and downgrade. Ancestors told me to do a lamp. We'll be working on that today. Yes, today's an excellent day to do any workings with your ancestors, especially with the feminine energy. Today is excellent day to do that. I see angel numbers all the time. Does that mean I'm on the right path? That absolutely means you're in tune with the frequency. The way that I like to describe it is pre-awakening, right? We would look at the clock 9,000 times a day. Good morning, Heber. And we would never notice an angel number. I'm talking decades of my life that I looked at the clock and never noticed an angel number. But now you notice it because you are aligned and tuned into that frequency. It's like a radio station. You're now tuned into the right station. So that means that when you're tuned in, you can get whatever messages they have for you. I hear a lot of people wondering if they're on the right path, right? And that's a very common question. what I like to help people understand is there is no right or wrong path. It is the path that is right for you, right? Because my life doesn't look like your life, don't look like John Doe's life or Susie Q's life. So what you have to do is you have to ask your angels and your ancestors and your spirit guides to lead you down the path for you, the perfect path for you. What does that look like? Love, like again, I tell people, they'll come to me, they're like, does so-and-so love me? Yes. However, love is defined differently by everyone. Love for some people is control. For other people, love is freedom. For some people, love includes multiple souls. For some people, it's monogamy. So love is not a succinct answer to it. And the right path is not as well. You're just asking for your best version of what you're supposed to be doing. But what is the reason? What made the numbers happen? Okay, so what made the numbers happen? When you go through a spiritual awakening, right? When you come to a understanding of what the version of truth is, right? Because there's several versions of the truth, and then there are things that have been masked from you to take your power away. When you come to an understanding that there is something other than religion, that God is not angry with you, that there is no hell for you to go to. When you're coming to all of these understandings, there are parts of your subconscious mind that are being reprogrammed to allow in information that has been there all along. And so once those things are released from your subconscious and you are able to now recognize the things that have been there all along, you start to notice things, right? And that's what allows you to start seeing the angel numbers. The subconscious mind is being put in control and being deprogrammed from the programming that you had before. Yes, I've been seeing 111 and 222 all weekend. Yesterday, the refrigerator just opened by itself. Did you make some food for your people today, Ruth? Did you get your people something to eat today? Not them open the refrigerator. I have a door to this office that's constantly like opening and closing. And the other day my daughter said, that's enough. and suddenly the door stayed shut. So I think that's hilarious too. How they honor their grands and their great grands and their great great grands. They could tell me what to do, but she's in charge. But yeah, that's dope. When we start to see the numbers, when you start to recognize the alignment, when you start seeing things like, oh, that's not a coincidence, that really showed up for me, that song really showed up for me. We were in the hotel. Okay, yeah. So they wanted something. And that's the thing. When it comes to ancestral offerings, you do not have to kill yourself. You do not have to do the most. I cooked all their food today, but that's not always the case. Sometimes we having pizza, they're getting pizza. Okay. If I went to church, we're gonna get a 2-piece. Like, it don't have to be complicated, because you still have a life to live. You have to go to work, you gotta go to school, you got family, you got friends, and you need to enjoy your life. So don't ever feel as though you are obligated to go over, above, and beyond and out of the way just to make your ancestors happy. The fact that you have jumped over fear into this area of embodiment and trying to understand who you are, where you come from, what your power is, where your confidence lies, that's enough for them. And if you are living with somebody, if you cannot cook food for them, if you cannot do the most for them, do not feel bad, okay? Don't think that your relationship with your ancestors is going to be stifled by what level of gift or whatever you can give. Now, when you can do better, you do better. But where you're at, you do what you can. If you got to leave out an apple and an orange cut open on the nightstand till you wake up and throw it in the trash in the morning, that's what you do. If you got to put a tea light candle in the drawer of a chest or drawer and leave that open, let it burn, and close it in the morning, do that. Know that all of these practices came from doing things in secret. Everything wasn't big and grand and grandiose. When I first started, I was on a bookshelf in a 1-bedroom apartment, okay? 1 bedroom, 1 bath, all right? And I could not do the most. There wasn't a possibility. Put my little fruit out, put my little water out and kept praying and kept talking and kept explaining. And then once I got to a space where I was like, okay, I can expand, I then gave my ancestors a room, and all my altars are in this room. And so it's great, it's fabulous, it's wonderful now, but that was not the beginning. And I hate to hear people who they've gotten to a certain point on their path and then they look down on others like, Heifer, did you not start here too? Like, we all started somewhere and we're still not to the destination. I do not know everything. I know what I know. You can't make me question the truth that has been revealed, but I don't know everything. I do not. And if I don't know it, I'm going to get you to somebody who will, right? So any of my clients, my students, they're asking me things. If they ask me these things, I'll tell them what I know. But when I'm like, oh, child, I don't know much about voodoo, but I know a voodoo priestess who does. So give her a call. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to be comfortable with stopping where your limitations are. And that's okay. That's totally okay. That's totally okay. Welcome in. Welcome in. Y'all have any questions for me? Just chilling on the Sunday. Thank you so much for y'all liking the live and hanging with me. I really did want to get back on a schedule with you guys. I'll be coming to y'all every Friday now, so that we can do these lives on a consistent basis. I'll be doing them in the mornings, so 11 a.m. Central Time every Friday. And if something comes up, like taking my mother to a doctor's appointment, etc., I'll let y'all know ahead of time. But we'll definitely be on a more consistent schedule moving forward, because life has been lifing, and trying to get everybody situated has been has been interesting, to say the least. Thank y'all for liking the live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what I want to talk to you guys about, because I didn't see any questions, was something that the ancestors have been pressing upon me in every session I've had this week, that there is a lack of belief in our work, right? Like, as a collective, right? They were like, why is it you believe in everything but what you do? Why is it if you go to a worker, a spiritualist, you believe that that candle's going to hit, but when you do it, you wonder if you did it right, if it's going to hit? You are your first thing to believe in without wavering. You show up for yourself every day. You wake up every day. You breathe every day. Your heart beats for you every day. Your brain is functioning clearly every day. So you show up for yourself every day. And because of those things, you need to trust in yourself, your gifts, and your workings just the same. Just like your body consistently shows up for you, you need to believe in yourself and know that if you did the work worked. Nobody's lighting candles and putting up herbs and buying all of this stuff and doing all these things and meditating all these hours for nothing. We could have stayed in church, where all we had to do was sit on a pew, drop a couple pennies in a plate, and keep it pushing. But we chose to do the work. Hey, Tasha. I started seeing numbers out of nowhere, and I'm still trying to figure out why I'm here. You're here to grow, love. You're here to experience. You're here to love. You're here to be in abundance. You're here to be prosperous. You're here to live the best possible life that you can live. A lot of times people will over-explain purpose because Earth is difficult. This level, this astral, this level of, whatever existence, this third dimensional reality that we're in can be very difficult. So it is deep within my soul that my understanding is our purpose was to come here and to be able to have the most amazing skill. And what's that skill? To be able to find joy and peace and prosperity and abundance in the midst of the chaos. That's the purpose. It's easy to find peace and happiness when everything is going right. But it's when stuff is going left and you can still extract the joy, you can still find the experience, and you can still pay your bills, and you can still do all these things while remaining joyful. That's the purpose. A lot of people don't understand the original meaning of the word amen, right? It's not the ending to a Christian prayer. It goes all the way back. And the original meaning of amen was about being able to stay balanced and finding peace regardless of what happened. And that's why that was the closing to the prayer, because regardless to whatever the result is, I choose peace, right? So amen did not mean I just give up and it is what it is. It meant I'm going to find the peace in whatever the result of the situation is. So amen, right? And that's why you hear myself and a lot of other people will be like, Ashe, amen, and I mean, like I meant it, I mean it. It must be, so mote it be, with harm to none. Or as some of my friends like to say, harm to who it belongs to. Let's see, we were going to Texas this week to look for work and housing. Yay! I'm excited for y'all. I am excited. But isn't that the same as Christians? It is not. And let me explain how. So for Christians, they have an ideology that is based in colonization and a God that is outside of themselves, a male God. Most of the times it is based in being white or whatever. Outside of Christianity, hundreds of thousands, hundreds of years before, right? The prayer and the ending of Amen came from ancient Kemet. So it was something that they've adopted and that they have twisted and changed. And a lot of that happens with Christianity, like Easter, right? If you guys go and look up the story of Inanna, Inanna, you will see that she was an ancient Sumerian goddess. She was an ancient Sumerian goddess, and her story is the story that the church stole and assigned to their energy and entity that they wanted to uplift. Inanna went into the underworld and came back on the third day. She was the original morning star who rose in the east because she was a representation of the planet Venus, which rises in the east around this time every year. If you notice that Easter changes every year, one year it's in March, one year it's in April, there's no explanation to that. It's because it's an astrological based holiday. And so depending on when Venus rises in the east, when it returns from that retrograde is when Easter is going to be. And that's why that date changes every year. Hey girl, hey, I see one of my babies on here. So yeah, that's why a lot of things, it seems as though it appeared to be Christian, but it was not. It came from ancient societies and it was then adapted and edited a billion times to get it to fit a narrative to stay in control of the masses. Hey, Kira. Hey, sis. I know. It's so good to see you, sweetheart. So, yeah, we're just chilling and we're hanging out. And if you have any more questions for me, sweetheart, the one who's asking about is it Christian, feel free to ask. I love answering these questions for people. Absolutely. Because the clearer the understanding, the better. That part, it's all about control. It always has been, always will be. And that's the beauty of coming into spirituality. You're coming into your sovereignty. I have an ebook, I think it's $9 or something like that. Or maybe free. I think it's free. An ebook about coming into your sovereignty and what it is like. It is free. Coming into your sovereignty under spirituality and your awakening and the different stages, right, that you go through. Because most people, including myself, we went through this on your own. And so there are stages and things that you need to have an understanding of that helps you feel like, okay, I'm not crazy. All right, this is normal. This part is normal. And that really does help you with your journey. So feel free to go download that. It's a free book about your sovereignty and taking back the control of your life. One of my long-term client sister friends, because she's now a sister friend, she said that the other day out of nowhere. She said, I'm so grateful for my journey because before I would be so concerned about what to do, right? And she's like, now I'm like, oh, there's a ritual for that. Girl, don't cry, get up. It's a candle to light. It's some things to do. She's amazing, guys. By the way, I'm not joking. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Yeah, that part. There, she was like, girl, I was about to panic about X, Y, and Z, and I was like, heifer, get up and light a candle. I was like, yeah, let's get to it. Let's quote a psalm. Let's do any of those things. And that's another, thank you to my spirit guides for that. So that's another thing that dates farther back, the Psalms, because people try to argue about, oh, well, you still using Psalms, and Psalms is in the Bible, and blah, blah, blah. First of all, the Bible is a collection of stolen works from multiple cultures throughout different time periods, right? It's been pieced together. Okay, so just because you put pieces of the truth together does not, they're composed of full truth, but partial truth, right? So the Psalms did not originate with David, okay? The Psalms came all the way back. We're going back to Anana. She really got me talking about her today. Inanna. She was all about song. Originally, they were all the mothers, the feminine energy, all the female goddesses were honored through songs. And so the songs came from the feminine energy. Now they've edited it and said it was David and this one and the other one. Yes. And so it wasn't. That's why Psalms works. It's ancient. It's not new. It's not Christian. It is a, song. You spell and you sing and you conjure and you sing. And even when you're speaking and working with angels, you're singing. So yeah, that's why they work. They've been working. They've been working for thousands of years, way before it was Christian. And that's why the Psalms works. And most of the time, especially for those who, hey, Elle, those who practice hoodoo, a lot of the stuff in the scriptures works for us because our people have poured so much energy into it. You're just pulling out the investment. I have so many questions. My heart is so big. Why does it feel so mean on this side? What do you mean it feels mean? Because mean is not wrong. Hey, trust me, I feel it. The movie Sinners speaks to the conjuring of spirits through song. So everybody and mama done told me to go see Sinners. So I'm going this week. Thank you. You like when you do? Appreciate it. Everybody and mama done told me to go see Sinners. And so that is on my list of things to do this week. I'm going to see it. Everybody keeps saying that. One of my girls said, I want you to do a whole live on it. And I was like, ooh, what's going to be in here? And I vaguely remember the preview, but I've slept since then. But I'm definitely going to see it. I know. I'm excited. Because everybody's like, they haven't seen a movie that hit like this in so long. Somebody else told me that Sinners reminded them of Lovecraft Country, which I was obsessed with. I hope you do too. Okay, well, a live must be had. I cried as a hoodoo woman. I got emotional. Ooh. Did you watch the piano? Yes, I did watch the piano. And I was very much like, this is what we be talking about. Yep. Yeah, the piano. I know what you're talking about. I did see it. And it was the same thing. So I'm excited. I love how a lot of the stuff is coming out, but Age of Aquarius. So things are coming to the surface, whether they want them to or not. That's also why a lot of the chaos that they are sowing is not having the effect that they thought it would. We are not the same. Our ancestors have come all the way through and caused us to understand what the story behind the story really is and what our positioning is and when to jump and when to sit still. Yeah, the piano movie was really good. I think I posted about that when she was on the piano and she was like, I want Papa to help me. I want so-and-so to help me. I was like, this is how you call in your people when you need help. And they show up every time. That's the other thing, too. You talk about your ancestors showing up or the universe or manifestation, right? There is a misconception that there is a delay between what you're asking for and the creation of the thing. There is an understanding, right, that the Bible is metaphysical. It is not literal. If you read the Bible as literal, that's when you get into dangerous territory. It is a metaphysical story about how to reach your own ascension and godhood. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth, right? We're God. We're creating our own heavens and earth. And God spoke and the thing showed up. So when you speak it, it shows up. There is no delay. It shows up immediately. Where the delay comes up is in the materialization into your 3D reality. If once you spoke the thing, you believe in the thing, you do not doubt it, and you continue to speak as if you've seen it already, knowing that it already exists, you will see it a lot quicker. But that's where coming into believing in what you say is so important, because a lot of people will say the thing and not really believe the thing and then begin to doubt it and speak against it, which then hexes their own work. You really got to stop doing that to yourself. Really got to stop the momentum of your own work. That's where the momentum is. Not letting anybody else tell you that it's not going to happen. And that's why you keep your mouth shut with 99.9% of the stuff that you're trying to do. Yes, it is faith. It is faith in self, but not faith in a God outside of yourself. But the faith within, knowing that you are the one that is in control of your reality. And knowing that you are the one that creates the yes and the no, and the firmament and the ocean. Yeah. I'm so glad you're asking these questions, because those are the questions that come up, especially when you're like by yourself and you're consuming spiritual information. And then the subconscious is like, well, this is the same thing. You stay where you are. No, honey, it's not. It may seem similar. Just like someone who copies off your test, it may seem similar, but it is not the same. And that's why you passed and they failed. So y'all have got to really, really believe in what you say and what you do without any doubt. I don't do any work for myself or anyone else with any doubt. If I doubted it, I'm not going to do it. Today feels awkward for me. Everyone's asking what you're doing for Easter. And I'm like, nothing. Then they go, So that's okay. That's okay. It was some awkwardness in this house this week when folks were like, so is London coming to church? And I was like, absolutely not. She's not. We got rituals to do at home and cookies to bake. No, we're not doing that. And it's okay. It's okay for them to be uncomfortable. It means that you're growing. It just means you're growing. It doesn't really matter. And this is the thing that I love the most about spirituality. I can do what I do. I can honor my ancestors, and I can still let my friends and family go to church. I don't have to say nothing to them. I have Muslim friends that are going to the mosque when they have their Ramadan. I don't have to say anything about it. I can let everybody believe what they believe, how they believe, without me interjecting my belief. And that's the beauty of this. You're right, because I got up and canceled the whole trip when I should have just went. You just got to do what works for you. And there's a peace in knowing that I'm solid in what I do. And everything that I teach my students is about you finding your peace, your power. You're the one. We do no harm to others. We honor those who've come before us. We step into our divinity. We honor our spiritual gifts. There are clairvoyants, clairaudience, mediums, psychics, angel oracles, all of these that I work with and I teach, and they're living wonderful lives. And it's fine that other people may not agree, but you just keep doing you. You can show them better than you can tell them. Because that's the thing. Life improves when you've now stepped back into the driver's seat. What would be some reason why you can't connect with your maternal line? So a couple of things could be the problem with your maternal line. A lot could do with like subconscious beliefs if you've not had like an amazing connection with mom in the physical, right? Like if people have had problems with their mother-child relationship, that can cause you subconsciously to believe that your mother's bloodline does not know you or is not interested in getting to know you. When in reality, these ancestors already know you. They walk with you daily. You carry their DNA, right? And so that is one of the reasons. Another reason is due to the blocks of what that looks like. What does a maternal bloodline looks like? It looks like aunts, uncles, cousins, grandfathers, all of them. So open your mind to the possibility of those spirits already knowing you and loving you, even if you didn't see that love in your mother in this lifetime. I've been wanting to get into ancestor veneration, but I'm not called to do anything official. Like I feel like I already instinctively hear and connect with them without the outward work. You absolutely do. You don't need an altar. You don't need a candle. You don't need nothing. You're welcome, sweetheart. You are the altar. You're the air. You're the DNA. You are everything. You are why they walk with you. You're who came after. You're the descendant. You do not have to have an altar. You do not. You do not have to ever light a candle. You do not have to pour out water. Hey, Michelle. Every time you drink water, they drink. Every time you eat, they eat. When you shower, they feel refreshed. It is a continuation of the energy. You are not separated from them. So don't force yourself to do any of that stuff until you feel like you want to or are ready. I didn't have an altar for a long time. A very long time. Didn't know you were on. Yeah, I hopped on. I've not been on in a while, child. After all those ancestral hangouts, I had to recharge. But we're gonna do another one in May. So getting ready for that and gonna send out the date and all that stuff to the email list tomorrow. So yeah, Elle, if you don't feel like getting into all of that, you do not have to, sweetheart. Yeah. Hey, Allison. That's one of the things that I feel like social media spirituality has kind of pushed that most people didn't even know about or think about before then, or altars and all this. You just practice what you practice, right? If you felt like you needed to tie up your head today, you tied up. If you felt like you needed to fast, you fasted. If you felt like you needed to wake up and read a psalm every morning, you did. It wasn't about it looking, having a certain aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a bunch of malarkey. First of all, I do this professionally. I do this for myself and lots of people at one time, right? So what, I'm glad it was helpful. So what works for me is not gonna work for everybody else, right? And not everybody is called to do this for everybody else. Sometimes you're called to find your spiritual power to improve your life. That is the number one reason. Okay, you need a new job, you need to find out what you're doing, you need a car, you need to find love. These are personal reasons. Your spirituality should look like your everyday life. It does not have to be all crazy. I don't walk around with a hair wrap and like all of these things that look spiritual. I look like an everyday person, right? When I get home, right? I'm doing what I'm doing. So you don't have to look like what you practice. You just don't. This is nobody's business. I've been called to put myself out in the public. Thank you, sweetheart. But that's not everybody's calling. 99% of the time, you need to keep to yourself. Because people don't understand and they will misconstrue and they will misdefine and have you all confused and sad and lonely and upset because they're telling you that you worshiping the devil and all this craziness, and that ain't got jack to do with what you're doing. Jack. And they don't even understand the definition of that. But it's not our job to evangelize people. It's not our job to convince people to come this way. We let people live how they live. Those who have a soul calling and feel like it is time for them to come to this path, and we help them. Somebody can't get a job, I help them. Somebody is looking for their forever, I help them. But how am I helping them? I'm helping you to go within. Because the number one principle when you're doing spiritual work, or you paying somebody for spiritual work, or you doing it on yourself, is Spirit is going to make you do work on yourself first. You're going to have to do some work on yourself first. Because there are things that I have, even now, I'll be like, yo, I really need blah, 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 blah. And my ancestors will be like, so did you do this though? But did you stop doing that though? Nah, not really. Okay then. So let's work on that. Right? It's like people who are like, I want to be a millionaire. I want to have $1 million. I want to be famous. But are you ready for it though? Are you grounded? Are you centered? Do you know how to manage money? Have you taken one course in money management? Have you watched or read a book from anybody who went from nothing to something and watched how they handled things as an example? If not, then you'll get that money and lose it just as quickly as you got it. And so we have to prepare for what we've asked for. And that's part of the spiritual work. You can't just do the money candle. What you going to do with it once you get it? Or is it going to be gone as quickly as it came in? Because it's coming in. But what you going to do with it once you get it? And so that's a big part of anything. Manifestation, spirituality, whatever you want to call it. there's always self-work involved and evolvement and growth and all of those things. Yeah. Thank y'all for liking the live. Anybody got any other questions for me? I think my music paused. I was listening to Ninth Wonder. He's like a producer that I like. But then again, I'm a woman of a certain age. Oh, yeah. Oh, goodness. Okay, there we go. All right, see, what did I miss? Oh, nothing. I was just talking about this confirmed session is needed for me. Well, come on, baby. You know I'm here for you. That makes me wonder, because even the millionaires don't know how to manage money. Some absolutely do not know how to manage money. They don't. Because when the goal is just to get it and not to keep it, it's the same thing with health. And Michelle, by the way, sweetheart, you didn't really miss nothing. I'm going to post this on YouTube when we get done. We're just catching up. It's the same thing with health, right? I know a lot of people that'll do like weight loss rituals, spells, whatever you want to call them. But if you're doing that, you really can't be eating fried chicken at 12 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever we're asking for, we got to ask to maintain it. I feel we never know how to deal with that type of money until we get it. Actually, that's a very good statement to make. I'm glad you said that. You can get the feeling of understanding what that money feels like, and you can feel that money before it hits. Depending on your method of manifestation. But if you're doing it right, you're going to feel it before you get it, which will then lead you to having to study on how to handle it. Weight loss rituals. Yeah, it's a real thing. It's a ritual for everything. Like, literally, there's nothing under the sun that there isn't a ritual for. I'm ready for my coins. Yes. So then start moving as such, right? If you are ready for your coins, sis, and we talked about this, then we're going to have to start moving as such. Whatever your life would look like, once you get that money, start doing that now. If you didn't have, this is the best form of manifestation work. If you had every dime that you ever wanted, what would your daily life look like? When you get up in the morning, would you be working out? What would you be eating in the mornings? What would you be doing during the day? What would your nighttime routine look like? What would your morning routine look like? And I say focus on, hey, Latasha. She says say that because I say morning routine and evening routine because let's keep it 1,000. Probably still going to work, right? So that part of the day is that part of the day. You're going to work, getting your check, as you should. And what a blessing to be able to get a check in this economy, okay? With people losing their job every day. But what I say is focus on the morning routine and the evening routine. If you had every dime you ever needed, bills was paid, everything was Gucci, right? What would your morning routine and your evening routine look like? Start to practice those morning and evening routines as if you had it. The more you do it, the more you're going to feel it. And suddenly, certain things are going to start to fall in your lap. I be traveling with my modeling career. I'm manifesting. Amazing. And with that, there's tons of ways that you can do that, right? When you're talking about traveling with a career or things like that, there are YouTube videos. We're so blessed with technology. They used to have to imagine all this stuff. We could just watch it. You could go on YouTube and you can go on rides through certain cities or walks, right? You can do a walk in Paris. You can do a walk in New York. You can do a drive in Las Vegas and look up these cities internationally and take the walk. You could take the walk and do that every day. Guarantee you're going to get to go. With your work and teachings, you have helped me tremendously. I'm still in awe. I'm so grateful for you, Soror. Like, I'm just glad that somebody else is benefiting. Because if I'm just out here talking and nobody's lives are improving, I need to cut off the phone and shut down the camera. Because what? That's the whole point. I didn't want people to have to do this by themselves. It was very difficult to deprogram within a heavily Christian family, right? That was not cute or easy. And so wanting to be that light of certainty to people, to be the, hey, you can have what you want. This is not a joke. Do it in stages. Get that apartment, then get the house, then get the car, then get the partner. You can have a baby. I don't care what they said. I'm glad I found your live. I work with a heavy heart, question everything. I really want to go. Oh, sweetheart, well, you know me. You got my number. Text me. I'm not ashamed to say it either. It took me 6 years to rent again. I had it gone in 2 months after. Okay, you had moved in within 2 months after 6 years of not being able to. That's an accomplishment, okay? And for anybody, and I love that you said that, you saying that you're renting without shame, because I feel like that is the dumbest thing I ever heard. People downing people for renting, okay? Because at the end of the day, when you rent, you don't have to worry about maintenance. You ain't got to worry about no property taxes. You get to pay your rent, go home, and move on. And when you're trying to build money, honey, that's not a bad thing. To take the responsibility off of you. It's a lot that comes with owning a house. And that's something most people aren't even ready for when they first get one. So be in your house, be in your apartment, be in your room, be wherever you are, and be grateful. Make it the most wonderful place that you can be, okay? I still have the oil you gave me nearly a year ago. Yes, I remember that. And now you have the house that you wanted. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can get what you want if you work it. I will rent before I try to own. Well, do that, sis. And I mean, I couldn't rent because of eviction, and I paid for the classes, and your classes worked. Thank you for saying that. Right, being a homeowner is a lot. Yeah, it is. Selling for a townhouse, a home is a lot. It is. It is a lot. And we get in where we fit in. There's no better, no right, no wrong. Get in where we fit in. Life is in stages, honey. Life is in stages. I know a lot of people who are downsizing now due to things that are going on economically, and they're like, yeah, so about this 3-bedroom, 5-bedroom, whatever. I think we good with a 2-bedroom. Now I need the recipe. I don't know what you put in this thing, but my God. Well, hopefully I can remember, because I be channeling when I make y'all's personal oils, and I don't put the same thing in one oil to the next. So you may have to show me the bottle, and I ask them what we put in there, because I do not remember. Yeah, because and it's so funny too, they send things to put in people's oils at random. Like I just this week had to include crickets. Yeah, I got you, sis. If you want oil, I got you. Did y'all know that crickets meant like good luck and leaping into new realities? You can wear the oils, absolutely. I put them on my neck. I put them on my hands, on my head. I anoint that chakra back here. I put them on my feet, especially the money oil. Let me walk into money. Let me walk into opportunity. Yeah, you can wear your oils daily, and my oils smell amazing because I'm a Libra, and if it don't smell good, what are we doing? I need one, Keisha. Okay, well, message me. I got you. Ownership is not for everyone. I've been a realtor for 20 years now, so you already know. Yeah, it is definitely not. I want health and money oils. Okay, I got you. You got my number, girl. Text me. I'll get them to you this week. I had a wasp come into my car yesterday. I don't know what a wasp means off top of my head, but definitely look it up. Hey, sis. Yeah, definitely look it up, because it's always a message. Always a message. I'll hit you up later. I need some oils too. Love you. Talk to you soon. Love you too, Soror. Have a good day. Kiss the babies. Yeah. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be getting off of here really soon. I do have some Sunday sessions today that I gotta knock out. Yeah, but I will, just so y'all know, tell y'all what I offer, because I see some people here who have not been here before. Like I said, I'm a psychic medium, intuitive tarot reader, and I offer readings that are on my website. And I do not DM you for readings. Please watch out for the scammers. There's like 30, 20, or 30 fake Big Craft Works with some extras on the side. They see you on the live and they hit you in your DMs. That is not me. The only way to book with me is through my website, okay? I also offer Klarna and Affirm on my website. If you want to get a live session or another session, costs a little bit more. You can note it out for $60 every 2 weeks, whatever it is. I work with my people. If you see a coaching package that you're interested in and your soul calls for it and you're trying to figure out financially how to make that work, hit me up. I work with people because I understand. I'm not crazy. I know eggs is $12 a carton, and we all trying to live out here, right? So I'm very realistic and I'm very into the practicality of spirituality. Your spirituality should support your life, not take it over. It should not drain your bank account, okay? But it should increase your bank account. So anything that you're interested in that are one of my services, hit me up if you don't see a way to make it happen, and we will make it happen. I talk to y'all's ancestors constantly. When y'all contact me, they'll be like, pick up that baby. We need you to do this. We need you to do that. And the Ancestral Hangout, where we all hang out on Zoom and I channel your personal messages with a bunch of like-minded people, is coming out in May. Oh, thank you. Your spirit and energy is so refreshing. I appreciate that. I truly do. That's coming out in May. So that'll be the third one for this year. Y'all go enjoy your Sunday. Don't let anybody condemn you about not following what the masses are doing today. Enjoy the weather, eat some good food, hydrate, and enjoy yourselves. Okay? I love y'all, and y'all have a wonderful Sunday. I'll see you around. Bye-bye.